गाइस तीसरा टेस्ट में तीसरा T20 यहाँ पर शुरू होने वाला है। 1 घंटे की देरी है सिर्फ तीसरा T20 चालू होने में। पहला T20 इंग्लैंड ने जीता था, आप लोगों को पता ही होगा। पहला T20 इंग्लैंड ने जीता है। दूसरा जो था, मैं आपको अपडेट मार देता हूँ। 1 घंटा 5 मिनट ही बचा है आज के इस मैच को शुरू होने में। 10:30 बजे इंडिया के टाइम पर यह मैच चालू होने वाला है। और T20 लवर्स फिर से एक बार जाग जाइए, क्योंकि मैच चालू होने वाला है। और मैच भी है इंग्लैंड वर्सेस पाकिस्तान का बड़ा मैच, तीसरा T20। इंग्लैंड ऑलरेडी लीड में है, एक मैच इंग्लैंड जीत चुका है और पाकिस्तान अभी एक मैच हार में है। यानी अगर ये इंग्लैंड यह मैच जीत जाता है तो यहाँ पर आराम से यह सीरीज इंग्लैंड जीत जाएगा आज T20 की। इसके बाद ऑस्ट्रेलिया से सीरीज होने वाली है। नेक्स्ट जो सीरीज है क्रिकेट मैच की, इंग्लैंड वर्सेस ऑस्ट्रेलिया का मैच होगा उसके बाद। तो ये T20 आज है, इसके बाद है T20। मैं आपको बता रहा था इसके बाद जो होने वाला है वो होने वाला है अगला मैच, वो होगा 4 तारीख को, वो T20 होगा। तो अभी हम ये थर्ड T20 की यहाँ पर बात कर रहे हैं, इंग्लैंड वर्सेस पाकिस्तान का ये T20 मैच थर्ड। इसमें अभी मैच शुरू होने वाला है। 1 घंटा अभी मैच में बाकी है शुरू होने में। और मैं आपको थोड़ा सा अपडेट दे देता हूँ पुराना जो मैच हुआ था उसके बारे में, जिसमें इंग्लैंड जीता था 5 विकेट से। 30 अगस्त को मैच हुआ था, जिसमें पाकिस्तान ने पहले बैटिंग करते हुए 195 रन बनाए थे 20 ओवरों में, और जिसको इंग्लैंड ने चेस कर लिया था आराम से। और इंग्लैंड ने उसको आराम से चेस कर लिया था। 199 रन इंग्लैंड ने बनाए थे और टोटल विकेट वहां पर इंग्लैंड के सिर्फ 5 ही हुए थे। पाकिस्तान के भी हालांकि विकेट जो थे 195 पे 4 ही हुए थे, लेकिन एक अच्छा चेस वहां पर इंग्लैंड ने किया पाकिस्तान की तरफ से। बाबर आजम जो थे उन्होंने 56 रन बनाए थे इस मैच में। तो उनका जो पारी थी 56 रनों की वो बेकार गई। इसके बाद 36 रन पकड़ जमीन दोनों उन्होंने बनाए थे और हफीज ने बनाए थे 69 उस मैच में। और इनकी पारियों की बदौलत कुल देखिए, हफीज ने सिर्फ 36 बॉलों में वो 69 रन बनाए थे, जिसमें 4 छक्के शामिल थे। तो इनकी पारियों की बदौलत 195 के बड़े स्कोर पर पाकिस्तान पहुंच पाया था, लेकिन वो बिल्कुल कामयाब नहीं हो सका जीतने में, क्योंकि इंग्लैंड की तरफ से इयोन मॉर्गन थे जो 33 बॉलों में 66 रन बनाए थे जिन्होंने, और मलान जो थे उन्होंने 54 रन बनाए थे, और साथ ही ओपनर थे बेरिस्टो, उन्होंने बनाए थे 44 रन। तो इन तीनों ने वो मैच पाकिस्तान के हाथ से छीन लिया था, लगभग जैसा कहा जाएगा पाकिस्तान के हाथ से छीन लिया था। इतना बड़ा स्कोर होने के बाद भी पाकिस्तान की टीम वह मैच जीतने में कामयाब नहीं हो पाई। विकेट की मैं एक बार बात करता हूँ, पाकिस्तान की तरफ से विकेट लिए थे शादाब खान ने 3। तो भाई कुल मिलाकर एक अच्छी मैच वहां पर जीती थी इंग्लैंड की तरफ से। जो पहला उसके पहले वाला मैच था, और उसके पहले मैं आपको बता दूं जो मैच हुआ था इसके बाद में 28 अगस्त को एक मैच हुआ था जो पहला T20 था। वो इंग्लैंड ने 131 रन बनाए थे 16 ओवर में, और वो मैच जो था बारिश के कारण धुल गया था, तो पाकिस्तान की बैटिंग नहीं आ पाई। तो 3 मैचों की सीरीज में अभी तक पहला मैच बारिश से जो धुल चुका है, दूसरा मैच इंग्लैंड ने जीत चुका है, और जो तीसरा मैच है वो आज है। तो आज किसी भी कंडीशन में यहाँ पर पाकिस्तान को जीतना होगा अगर उसे यह सीरीज बराबरी करनी है। तो क्या आज पाकिस्तान यहाँ पर जीत पाएगा, या फिर इंग्लैंड फिर से अपना कमाल दिखा पाएगा, इयोन मॉर्गन अपना कमाल यहाँ पर फिर से दिखा पाएंगे, यह देखने वाली बात होगी। अभी पूरा 1 घंटा बाकी है इस मैच को शुरू होने में। तो इंडिया के जो है मैं बता रहा था, इंडिया के 10:30 बजे रात में यह मैच चालू होने वाला है। अभी 9:30 बजा है, मैं देख पा रहा हूँ 9:31 अभी हो गए हैं। 1 घंटा बाकी है, तो हम देखते हैं या मैच जो चालू होगा आज कौन जीतने वाला है, देखने वाली बात होगी। लाइव मैच हम देखेंगे, लाइव कमेंट्री हम देखेंगे आज के मैच की। T20 थर्ड इंग्लैंड वर्सेस पाकिस्तान। क्या आज यहाँ पर पाकिस्तान जीतने में सफल होगी, या फिर इंग्लैंड फिर से एक बार पाकिस्तान को आज यहाँ पर से हरा देगा। देखते हैं कि क्या होता है इस मैच में। बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग हमेशा ही मैच होता है खेल T20, लेकिन फिर भी जब ये जो सीरीज है ऑलरेडी इंग्लैंड आगे चल रहा है इस सीरीज में, तो देखने वाली बात होगी कि यहाँ पर आज क्या स्ट्रेटेजी होगी पाकिस्तान की। देखने वाली बात होगी, जल्द से जल्द ये मैच शुरू होगा, 1 घंटे का समय शेष है फिलहाल ये मैच शुरू होने में। तो देखेंगे कि आज कौन सी टीम यहाँ पर जीतने वाली है। क्या आज यहाँ पर पाकिस्तान सीरीज को बराबर कर पाएगा या फिर इंग्लैंड पाकिस्तान को फिर से हरा पाएगा, क्योंकि एक मैच ऑलरेडी पाकिस्तान यहाँ पर हार चुका है। वो मैच था दूसरा T20 जिसे पाकिस्तान हार चुका है। और टीम में एक बार स्क्वाड बता देता हूँ कि भाई कौन कौन हो सकते हैं। तो इयोन मॉर्गन है, मोइन अली है, बैरिस्टो है, बेंटन है, बलिंग्स है, करन है, सैम करन, जोय डेनली है, लेविस जर्जरी है, जॉर्डन है, महमूद है, शाकिब महमूद है। इंग्लैंड की टीम में डेविड मलान है जिन्होंने पिछले मैच में बहुत ही अच्छा खेला था, आदिल रशीद है, जेसन रॉय है, डेविड विली है। इनमें से टीम सिलेक्ट होगी। वो पाकिस्तान की तरफ से है, बाबर आजम है, फ़खर ज़मान है, हैदर अली है, रऊफ है, इफ्तिकार अहमद है, इमाद वसीम है, खुशदिल शाह है, मोहम्मद आमिर है, मोहम्मद हुसैन है, रिजवान है, शाह है अहमद और शादाब खान अफरीदी, शोएब मलिक, रियाज और हफीज। ये खिलाड़ी है पाकिस्तान की टोटल टीम में। देखते हैं आज इनमें से किस किस को मौका मिल पाता है या मैच खेलने के लिए। वो पाकिस्तान के लिए बहुत ही ज़्यादा यह मैच इम्पोर्टेंट है, क्योंकि पाकिस्तान की टीम एक मैच ऑलरेडी हार चुकी है और अगर यह मैच भी हार गई पाकिस्तान की टीम यहाँ से तो यह सीरीज को वो गवा देगी। इंग्लैंड पूरी कोशिश करेगा, एक T20 की शानदार टीम है इंग्लैंड। तो यहाँ पर लग रहा है कि भाई इंग्लैंड का पलड़ा जरूर भारी है, क्योंकि गूगल जो देवता बता रहे हैं, परसेंटेज बताते हैं गूगल देवता जीतने के, तो इंग्लैंड के विनिंग चांसेस जो है 62% है, पाकिस्तान के 38% है विनिंग चांसेस आज के मैच के। तो 1 घंटे में मैच चालू होगा, हम जुड़ेंगे लाइव कमेंट्री में 1 घंटे के बाद।
Rolled it back a bit in the last couple of overs. Here is Mahmood into Shakib. And this makes him jump a little bit, and he plays it just behind square on the leg side. Bairstow hairs off, takes a glove off to go and field. And they cross for a single, taking Shoaib to 3.
Shoaib made his highest score, which was 75, against England in Sharjah in 2015, a match which England won in a super over after the score had been tied. But he still made 75.
We won't get one of those today. Here is Mahmood. He's in and bowls, and that's cracked back over Mahmood's head. That's an incredible shot. It was he just cross-batted it back over Mahmood's head, and it went straight down through mid-off for 4.
It's me, says she. It's me, says she.
I'm glad for Mahmood that was hit back over his head and to clear his head, because if he clubbed it straight back at him, that could have been very damaging. He really belted that.
An astonishing tweet from Wobblestein, which I'll read after this ball.
Here's Mahmood in again, and this is pulled round, but not really timed. Goes down to mid-on, and they jog through for a single, 125 for 2.
He's listed all of Mohammad Hafeez's teams. And there's like about 42 teams he's played for.
Wow.
And he's asking us to read them out in between overs. I don't know if we've got enough time.
Yeah, I think the transmission might end before that happens, but there we are. 125 for 2. Here's Mahmood again. Up past the umpire and bowls to Shoaib, who tries to reach that, but it was just too high, and is signalled wide. I do like that one. Probably showing my age, but there you go. Yeah, that was a real lollipop ball, and he tried to reach it, but he couldn't. Let's see what Mahmood does this time. Up again past the umpire and bowls, and that's fairly short and turned away on the leg side, straight to the man at mid-wicket. Just a single.
Josie Oak asks us, is it National Village Cricket Day and England are bowling in such a fashion in honour of it?
Very good. I like that one. Yeah, the bowling has not been very good from England, I think we would say.
They haven't got the village blacksmith in there, that's for sure, have they?
It's pretty ordinary.
Carving knife in hand, that was the butcher, wasn't it?
Anyway, Hafeez is on 23 from 17 balls. He's waiting for Mahmood again, and this is wide of off stump, and it's smashed again over mid-off. for another 4.
Again, it's just another example of the ball. If you play it late, this ball gives you plenty of time. If you drop it slightly short, it'll give you time as a quality batsman to.
Well, again,
pretty much what he did.
I don't understand what Mahmood's doing, because he bowled that ball off the first ball of the over and it was smashed back over his head for 4, and he's bowled the identical delivery and it's been smashed back over his head for 4. This is fairly aimless, brainless nonsense from England.
I think that's what Morgan's just said to him.
Yeah, I think Morgan is pretty irritated with his bowlers today. He's not usually a man to mince his words either. I should imagine if England end up losing this game, he won't hesitate to say what he thought about it. Here is Mahmood again. He's in to complete his over, and this is short and pulled away into the leg side. Milan is now out on the backward square on the fence and throws it back. It's a single. It's 132 for 2. That's the end of my stint. So I think I'm handing over for ball by ball.
Back to me.
To the Bear to take us through to the end of the innings.
John, you're staying on to summarise. I'm leaving.
Yeah, that's the one.
See you later, Nestlers.
See you later, Nestlers.
Thanks,
Well, it'll be in about 15 minutes the way this is going. Yeah, we've been pretty brainless bowling. I've been getting very frustrated whilst watching here in the background. And you're dead right about Adil Rashid. Shit takes wickets, and it certainly did, man. And he was lucky to get 2 for 32. I thought
he was very lucky.
He bowled worse than that.
Could easily have ended up with none for 50 odd today.
Yeah, totally, absolutely. Could have smashed over man. It is a very slow wicket. Tom Curran is back into the attack. Sounds like this.
He's not South Africa. Let Tom Curran.
And he's up to Hafeez now, and he bowls slower ball. There are 2 things I was thinking. The first was, man, do Pakistan get to see how this wicket plays, and therefore they're going to... some slack ball, as you said in the last over. I mean, why is Sakib Mahmood bowling that same ball that gets slapped straight back over his head? They just don't think sometimes, bowlers. I know you're in the heat of the moment and all that, but if you get slapped back over your head and try again, you get slapped back over your head, you better certainly not bowl a third one. That's short and into the pitch with a pace taken off it, and it's cut down. Oh, that's got to be close. Down towards backwards point. That is close. I'm not sure he's in there.
He may just have got back in.
You think so? I thought he was a little bit short, Shoaib.
That was good from Bairstow.
He's destroyed the stumps.
He's absolutely flattened everything, isn't he?
Well,
but yeah.
Let's have a look at this on the slow-mo. There was some hesitation, clearly, between the 2 fielders.
And
he still don't know.
No, I'm not sure he had the ball
into the stumps. I don't think there's a...
Exactly. Excuse me, can I, let's not talk over each other. I'm ball by ball and Tony. Anyway, yeah, Tone's right. I think, I'm not sure he had the ball in his hands when he took the stumps out, did he? They clearly don't think so, having just looked at the replay, because they've gone straight back into the game. Hafeez is on 29. He's going to face up and got back for that too. Tom Curran's up to the crease. Full toss. That could be a no ball, and it's gone way up in the air, and I think deep into, what would be the stands if there was a crowd. That's a poor ball. Did he signal a no ball there, Tone, as well?
He did.
Yeah, that's a no way side. So we're going to get a bloody 6. So that's 7 runs and a free hit. You absolute muppet. That's just 4. The other thing I was thinking, what is England's attack in a T20? I was thinking, who else did I actually have? Of course, we've got Jofra. I imagine that Moeen and Adil Rashid would still play, and we haven't seen Moeen's only bowl 1 over in this, by the way. I'm not sure he's going to bowl again. I don't know why, to be fair. That's a bit... I'd have probably given him a few overs. It's a slow pitch. Jofra, of course, and we've got Stokes to come back. Who else bowls in the T20? Was it Plunkett? Was he a T20 regular? I can't remember,
He was. Plunkett was, yeah.
Because he's good.
How many's Jordan had?
Jordan has a few. Yeah, Jordan's kind of a regular. Tom Curran in. The no ball is slapped over cover. Who's up inside the circle, and that no ball has cost 11 runs. That is really poor. That's free hit, a slip for 4.
And if you can't listen, then you bound to see the way you get shot for crossing a boundary.
Now, in some ways, I'm quite happy. A, because I have Pakistan to win, and I got evens, and B, because I went just before Baba got out. I went over Pakistan to get 177.5, and it looked like they weren't going to suddenly get there. But this over,
they're going to skate.
This over has done me massive favours. Let's put it that way. Tom Curran has so far gone for 7, 11, 14, 15 with 2 balls to go in the over. That's poor. That's short. And it's pulled. There should be a man back there. There is a man back there, but I'll get back for 2 because he's at deep mid wicket. Bantam. Did they get?
No, I think they only took 1.
No, should have come back for a double there, I reckon.
But we said at the beginning of this over, Bear, full, straight, slower balls.
Yeah.
And we haven't bowled 1 since.
No, I know. And this is what I mean. The Pakistan bowlers have got to be going. The batsmen will go in and go, right, yeah, boys, just, you know. And to be fair, England's bowlers, they should be wise enough to have seen what's working. I know it's all about. It's too much on variation sometimes. You know, the balls that work. Keep bowling them until they don't work, and then, you know, slip something else, then go back to them. That's full and outside off stump, and a little bit of a fumble down at Saqib Mahmood. He's on the circle on the 45 on the offside, and it'll be a single to show it. Bringing Hafeez back on strike. He's moved on to 40 now. 149 for 2 with 4 overs to go after this. At current rate, they'll get 188. At 8 and over, they'll get 182. They should go at 8 and over from here. You'd have thought it's dropping 1.5 overs from where 1.5 and over from where they are. That's Tom Curran in, and he obliged.
Well, I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, if we were going to bowl this garbage, we could have rung up the Lancashire under-12s and asked them to come out and bowl this nonsense. Really.
I think even me, 47, could probably go for 17 off and over against these guys.
Oh, that's just pathetic, frankly.
That was a really, really, really poor over. It's gone for 23, I think.
Ed Benson says hello. Afternoon, chaps. Just packing up my house and listening avidly.
Well, we should shout, Ed! All right, Ed.
Jason Hiscock said, nice you pick up the phone and say hi. On reflection, no phone required, was it? Leah, the Hanoverian Hun, says, England seem to employ the good old RCB strategy of bowling absolute dog shit, backing their batsmen to chase any target. Hopefully they collapse as spectacularly as His Holiness's men.
Well, they're certainly going to have to bat well. They're going to have to bat very well.
Yeah. Well, I'm being... I've had 2 people have sent me this request, and I'm going to play it after this ball. Jordan, and it might be even after this ball. Jordan in, full, driven, nicely picked up, over the top of extra cover. That was full. Now, that wasn't a bad ball, I have to say, by Jordan. That was full, it was straight, it was right up there. Wasn't quite a half volley, but played from the crease and just smashed over extra cover. Beautiful timing by Shoaib Malik, and it's gone all the way to the boundary for 4 runs.
2 plus 2 is a man.
Fuck off! Just fuck off!
And that's for Wobble Seaman, North Stand Gang.
That's probably the best shot we've seen today.
That was a beautiful shot.
Bearing in mind it wasn't a bad ball.
And the other thing I was going to say was Messi Jez, who obviously says, and a tweet still at the top of our mentions actually, it says, after watching the CPL, short, filth. Was that really that high? I thought it went through about shoulder height, but it didn't. It's given as a wide, banged into the pitch, slower ball. Obviously it was way too high for Shoaib to play anything out, and it's been given as a wide. His tweet from earlier, after watching some CPL, it's nice to watch some T20 where real shots are still being played. Yeah, now the slog is on, and the filth has come out. There's a lot of bottom hand. I mean, those shots by Hafeez back over the bowler's head were like kind of baseball shots, weren't they? A lot of bottom hand, just keeping the bat straight and almost hitting a backhand topspin in tennis, and making sure it went straight. That's full filth. Probably only get... Oh, no, there isn't. Well, there's a long on that's quite straight, and there's a deep mid-wicket is Billings, and they'll get back for 2. Tried to thread it through there.
I think it was Banton that fielded it on the fence. Billings was coming round, but Banton got there.
Yeah, it was indeed. The partnership's 50 runs. I didn't see off how many balls. 23 balls.
26 balls.
26 balls, of course. No balls and wides in there too.
So nearly 12 and over.
Nearly 12 and over. That's going to get me over my 177.5, which I thought was out the picture 2 overs ago. That's how badly England have bowled. And Tom Curran's last over has really put Pakistan on it. Jordan is in. Oh my word, that's out.
That's out.
I thought he'd hit that sweetly. Shoaib Malik has drilled that really sweetly out the bat. Didn't get enough elevation on it. And the skipper, Eoin Morgan, is on a 30-yard circle at extra cover, and it's gone straight to him. Held it calmly. And England finally get a wicket.
It was a slower ball.
Won't look back. By the time that I do, you'll be gone.
As we said, Jordan is a decent death bowler, I think.
That was a slower ball, I think.
Yeah, as well. He's
I think
good.
It was a slower ball, and he was through the shot a bit early.
He still nailed it pretty well. Just didn't get enough elevation on it, didn't he? There was no one behind him. It was kind of the right idea, especially with only 21 balls left.
Well, yeah, they can afford to throw the bat.
Absolutely.
They've got plenty of men in the hutch, and they're looking to post over 200. You know,
if they get to 2, I think. Well, yeah, I suppose if they're going on at 12 and over, that is 200, near enough. Near
it's
as damn
reachable.
It is reachable. They are losing wicket. I mean, wickets go down now, don't they? Everyone's trying to give a slog. You got to get away with it, or you don't. You get away with it, you do get your 200 plus probably. You don't, you end up on 188 for 7. You know, with 3 overs. You know, you could quite easily lose 4 wickets here in no time at all. Who is the next batsman in? Shadab, isn't it?
It's Iftikhar.
Is it Iftikhar?
It's Iftikhar that's come in.
Oh, okay.
Why do I find it?
And his first ball. Oh, yeah, he did face first ball. They didn't have time to cross. It's gone up to long on for a single. Oh, this looks like a good jingle.
It's true. Tick strike rate of 142.
Oh, mate, that is genius. That is genius. I love that. Jordan in bowls, slower ball, fullish on around middle and stump. Funnily enough, they don't have a hoik at it and gets worked down to long leg for a single. Good ball, that, John, eh?
Well, Fuller. That's, you know, he's trying to get it up there. That's the point, isn't it?
Yeah, up there with a bit of pace off. Don't know what to do with it. You know, as long as you don't hit length, so they can hit through the line. And even then, if you take the pace off it, you've got a chance to skew it up in the air.
Well, because you've got to apply all the.
Yeah, you've got. Well, that's what you could see when Babar Azam got out. You could see he was trying to put a lot of effort into that shot to get it up and over. And didn't get enough, you know. Full again. Good ball. Yorkers at the end. Who'd have thought? Driven down to long on, and is a single. Although in the modern game they do go deeper in the crease, don't they? And they can, you know, I suppose Dhoni was the instigator of that. The kind of helicopter digging out with a really heavy bottom bat and get underneath the Yorkers even. And if you get it slightly wrong, smash it back over cow for 6. You know. Jimmy Anderson is there. And, who's he speaking to?
Looking really happy that he's not bowling on this pitch.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm sure in a test match he wouldn't mind, actually. With a fucking with a red Dukes that's swinging all over the place in this place and 4 slips in, he'd have loved it. And a batsman that's not trying to swing him over cow. Well, yeah, 3:38. They're doing pretty well for this innings. There's 3 overs left. They should get it done in, about 15 minutes or so, 5 minutes and over. There's a lot of chat goes on at this end of the wicket. It's amazing how quickly 10 overs goes. And the next 10 overs, you can get through 10 overs in a T20 in 40 minutes, and the next 10 overs take an hour.
I was going to say, are they showing the clock because England are slightly behind?
I don't know. I think you have to. I'm assuming you have to get it done in about an hour and a half, don't you? which they're...
In which case they might be struggling because they've got 3 overs to bowl.
Yeah, they could get into the last over. Well, maybe that counts, I don't know. Little Jimmy Taylor's there. Looking quite
Looking
dapper.
very cold.
Yeah, looking cold, but quite dapper. He's got a winter coat on, it has to be said, and a scarf. Slower ball outside the off stump. Cut at by Iftikhar. But it only goes to Moeen Ali down at third man, and there's no run. Saki Mahmood is back on.
Vipin Kumar says, greetings from Grant and Vipin, driving back from a cancelled due to rain match in the east of Holland. Really enjoying your commentary, guys. Keep it up.
All right, thank you very much. We're a fan favourites. Let's put it that way. I'd say that. Is that right, Tone? Can we say
Possibly.
that? Yeah, I think we are. Freewheeling, and we're on the internet. It's joyous.
Very politic from Mr. Bishop.
Yes. Mahmood is in. Oh, that's a good shot. He's seen the space. I think he's probably got it too square, but he's got it away enough. Hafeez intelligently gets down on one knee and dabs that. Sweet dab over backward square leg. One bounce over the boundary for 4. The man was at mid-wicket, and he picks himself up not only one of these, but this too.
50 runs. 50 runs. Well done, well done, well done, well done. 50 runs. You've 50 runs. The job is only just begun.
Younick Khan has a big smile on his face and bows down to Mohammad Hafeez. They played together for a long time, those two.
His 12th international T20 50, apparently.
In 93 matches, that's pretty good going. Considering it's measured in 30s, which is a strange figure. But hey, it's a T20. Short, and he's done it again. Punched that over the top of mid-off. It's not an accident. 3 times it's been bowled short outside his off stump. 3 times he's played like a backhand tennis shot, and he knows that mid-off is up inside the circle. As long as he gets it over him, it's 4 runs, and so it is. It's got a strong bottom hand in that, isn't it? To keep it straight and not let it go square.
I have the honour, Bear, of being married to a Jamaican, and that's the 3rd time that Mahmood has bowled that ball and been clubbed back over his head, and my wife would say those that don't learn must feel.
Yes.
And he has suffered in that way.
I'm like sure my wife, to you when you don't take the rubbish out or something like that.
Yeah, that's fairly accurate.
Well, that's full outside the off stump. He still drags it, but this time it's all on the ground and mistimed up to long on. He'll get himself a single. Hafeez moves on to 56. Pakistan 175 for 3 with 14 balls left in the innings. The run rate is 9.91. Iftikhar's just come in, faced 3 balls, and he's on 3. And he took 28 balls for Hafeez to get to his 50. You've gone quiet on me. Hello? I can't hear you. Mahmood is up to the crease now. Bowls. And Saki was claiming a catch. And there is no run. Tony, can I hear you, please? Sorry, people. Same thing that happened the other day.
Whether Bear can hear us is a complete
Oh dear.
It's fine. No, I've got you back. Apparently this cable I bought, I think the cable I bought to plug in the bloody sound card, of course, isn't an Apple original, and I've realised that SBC, this is boring technical shit, but it's 2 in 2 games, it's cut out, so it's obviously not the right cable. So let's have a look at
they're-
it, folks. They are looking as to
They're
whether this
checking
was a
for
catch.
to see if it's come up off the foot.
Well, it did come off the foot, but it bounced before it hit the foot.
Yeah, I think it did.
Yeah, it's hit the ground. He's played it into the ground. He's jabbed it into the ground. It's bounced up on a half volley, come off his toe, and been caught by the bowler. It will not be out. Well, it shouldn't be out anyway. Let's have a look. Not out, correct. And if Dakar remains,
Good decision.
yeah, it was a good decision. Was the umpire looking out? Was that an England review? I was so worried about you guys. No, that's not out, Saqib. And all right, okay, let's describe this. So that was attempted to play into the leg side.
Unbelievable.
By Iftikhar. They ran after there was an appeal for LBW, which was definitely not out because it's going miles down the leg side. They ran through. Bairstow came in and intelligently threw at the bowler's end, actually, because Iftikhar had been stuck on the crease. Now, he hit the stumps, then it went for an overthrow, so there's a potential 2 runs in play. However, the umpire had gone upstairs to see whether that was a run out when Bairstow hit the stumps, chasing in. Is that about accurate, guys?
Well, I think Morgan's appealed for a review anyway of the original decision.
Well, that's foolish because he was going miles down leg side. He bowled from wide of the crease and was ducking it in to the pads. I can't see that being anywhere near right.
He's made the signal that he wanted a review.
No, why the fuck would you want that? I mean, it's hit him a mile outside leg stump. I mean, that's just
I'm
weird.
not sure that's good. I'm not sure that's going to hit another set.
Well, I think it's going to hit another leg stump.
I think he possibly got fooled by the fact that it took one leg and then bounced in, hit his back leg. So it took the front leg and then bounced in to hit the back.
Yeah, so maybe that's what he's seen.
Yeah. But, well, to be fair, the bowler's the guy who's bowled the ball, and he should know. I mean, that's just poor. It's hit him outside leg. And it's missing leg stump by at least another stump, probably hitting a second middle stump. I mean, that's
nonsense
just
from England.
Rubbish. And now you're going to look upstairs to see about the run out? They're not even going to look at the run out. Wow, now that's
sloppy fielding because England weren't backing up.
No,
indeed, that's why they gave away the extra run because they.
Well, now let's have a look. Here we go. The run out was just in. Yeah, it was just in. His bat was just over the line, so there's no hurry, no worries there. We look again from the side on, and when the bail,
he's well in.
Yeah, when the bail leaves the groove and the lights come on, his bat is about 3 inches over the line. So he is not out, not out, not out. I think it's fair to say. And the score moves into 177 for 3. Now that took a long time. You can't take that off England. That's taken about 5 minutes. I think that's unfair to include that in the time frame. This is where the bowling times become a bit weird. Because if it's umpiring decisions and stuff like that, that takes time out of it, it should not penalise the bowling side. Hey, it's just a thought. 177 for 3 after 18 overs. Pakistan have 2 overs left.
Perhaps that's why Morgan appealed for the LBW, because he thought he was in trouble on the clock and he thought they'd have to take that into account and they wouldn't be able to work it out.
No, I think he thought, I've got 2 reviews, I might as well use one, even though it's pointless, which is pointless in its own right.
It was a dreadful review, absolutely dreadful nonsense, which goes along with much of the tripe that we've bowled as well.
Wobble Seam says the only team which can outdo England and England collapses Pakistan, therefore there's still hope. He also says it's obviously more fun when our Guerrilla Cricket comms do commentary on a replay only to realise the flaw later. Bear in his element when he's double jingling. That's a good observation too. One more. Muttley says, afternoon, sorry I'm late to the party. Well, we're just glad you're here, Muttley. Of course, he says woof as well.
Of course he does.
Of course he does.
Chris Jordan is going to bowl his last over. He's got 1 for 30, and his first ball is a slower ball with length, and it's been picked up and deposited over wide, long, on for a big one of these. And that moves Pakistan under 183 and makes that 200 very possible now. 11 balls left, 17 runs required.
He's nearly hit his own foot with that again.
And it's just such a tennis ball bounce. It just sits up and says, hit me, doesn't it? I'd be surprised if Pakistan, having seen this, but you never know. Teams seem to still think, oh, I'm going to surprise them with a slow ball bouncer. But a guy who's got his eye in can adjust. And he's only got to hit through the line then, and he's getting himself a 4 or 6 if he knows where the field is. And at the worst, he's getting a single. Yeah, it is. And a point in T20s, there aren't that many 2s later on in the game. It's all about miss the fielder, get a 4 type deal. That's driven back down the track and hit into the ground by Hafeez. Fielded one hand by Jordan very well. Throws it back at the stumps, missing, nearly hits Hafeez. And Bairstow takes it diving to his right.
I think if that had hit, he'd have been out, you know.
You think? Oh no, it would have been close. Would have been close.
Well, if that had hit him, he would have stayed hit because he did not throw it, Chris Joe.
Yeah,
he did. There was no half measures about
it. No, it wasn't, and it went through his legs actually. So it did
nearly hit him. Very painful then.
Yeah, it would have been.
Could have been, yeah.
Well, that's what happens if you hit it back to the bowler and he's angry. Yeah, so be it. 183 for 3. 10 balls left. Hafeez on 62 off 30. Iftikhar 3 off 5. And Jordan is up to the crease. Bowls, full toss, driven back down. What the fuck? Chris Jordan was appealing, I think, or was he just pointing down to the man at long onto field? I thought he was appealing for a minute there. But
no, I think he was signalling the direction of the ball then.
No, okay, fine. For a minute there, I thought he was appealing, but it was hit straight back down the ground by Hafeez for a single. Yeah, go Tone.
Yeah, I was going to say hello to a few people on Crick Tracker who are flooding in their droves. Zahid Pathan, Asif Pandit, Izar Bhat, Asaf Nawaz Khan, amongst others, Khalid Khan McKee. Hi to all of you. Too many to say hello to everybody, but we are delighted to have your company.
Hello to Crick Tracker. Glad to have you along. And Sports Tiger and Hot Mike. Are you doing Hot Mike too, Tone?
I can do.
Have a look there. See who's on joining us there. We had some people say hello earlier. Jordan in, bowls, leg stump, full ball. Can't get it away, funnily enough. And there'll be a leg bye.
But Mike is much the same as before.
Okay, that's good. Our own YouTube? I'm testing you now, Tone.
YouTube, not a problem. Again, much the same as before. Google search Bikari. Okay, Google search Bikari has been a regular commenter
he's the
way
one
through on YouTube.
I think some of us have been done by Google search Bikari. Because
in what way?
Well, because actually someone's been sending in tweets which are okay Google search, and that's how you get up Android to do a Google search. And we've read a couple out. I think Nestle Boy picked on it the other day. We're so Luddite-ish here that we didn't realise, of course. That's nicely picked up by Hafeez. It goes down between long on and the man out deep mid-wicket, out towards Cow really, which isn't covered, and they'll get back for 2.
'Twas Billings doing his boundary patrol.
Yeah, it was indeed. It does look chilly in there.